Hi, I'm Becca from Everyday English, and today I'm here to share with you 3 things I wish I knew when I was 20, but with a plot twist. So, as I look back on my 20-year-old self, I realize how connected I was to myself back then. And instead of giving myself advice, I kind of want to give that Becca a shout out to herself and be like, dude, nice job. You knew what was going on. So last week, a friend was posting in my Facebook group, and she wrote, when your children were younger, you were struggling to function through heaps of personal distresses and traumas you have since healed. So I really loved seeing that, right? It reminds me that even though I was going through a bunch of things, that kind of actually took me away from my 20-year-old self and that life of freedom and joy. It's okay, right? Because I found techniques to help me heal that, to help me collapse those frequencies that no longer serve me in my body, right? And now, since I've been focusing on this healing and this shifting and this changing in my life, I see myself returning back to my 20-year-old self, and I just love that. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is nice work, Becca, 20-year-old Becca, focusing on building relationships. You prioritize friendship and community, and you had fun, and you felt supported, and you supported others. Now, a lot of those friends are in different parts of the world. You don't see each other very often, but when we do reconnect, it's like no time has passed. So, I'm really grateful for knowing that that was important back then and, really prioritizing it, getting back, reconnecting with those old friends. It's just pure magic. I love that. Okay. Number 2, awesome job, 20-year-old Becca, realizing that you are the creator of your reality. You knew that from the beginning. We used to do it in high school. You would plan your summers and say, this is what I desire, boom, 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 and take action, and it would happen. So when you started thinking about exploring another country and practicing Spanish, Costa Rica came up, and you found a field course that was perfect for you. You integrated into another culture. You felt like you belonged there, and that was so magical. Nice job, releasing any kind of fear and just really going after what you felt in your heart and what you wanted. After you studied one time in Costa Rica, you returned there. You created another whole study program for a month just to get there for one more time. Um, you know, there were some years that I felt stuck. And during that time, I wasn't really dreaming up my reality. But I do remember being in Florida and writing out what I wanted my life in Costa Rica to look like. And one day I was sitting right here and I found that paper and it was pretty much exactly what I wrote. So I am a huge believer. I've always done this. I write out what I desire. And, magically I just start looking back and I'm like, oh, yep, all that happened, all that happened, all that happened. It's like you're putting it out there so that you can make it a reality. And number 3, you always knew you were a tropical beach girl at heart and you went after that life, right? So you decided to go to Eckerd College because at that college fair, you saw their brochure and it had a seashell on the cover. Now, many of your other friends from Eckerd also did this, right? Because they knew their crowd, right? They had their marketing down. So you always knew you wanted to live, that beach life, and you went after it. It's kind of cool because when I look back, I've always lived in a place since I moved from Connecticut, with water or beach, right, in the name. I lived in St. Pete Beach. I lived in Dania Beach. I lived in Playa Tamarindo. And when I was pregnant, I lived in Tres Rios, which is 3 rivers. So still the water theme. Back knowing you were a tropical beach girl, you also did things you loved, right? You were surfing, you were scuba diving, right? I want to start scuba diving with my kids in the next couple of years. I think that's something that we can do together, and I think that will be fun. Surfing has always been an up and down thing. I do it for a while, and then I stop, and then I go back. I'm about to go back. It's been about 2 years since I've really been surfing, so I'm feeling called to it again. It's time to get back in the water. And stained glass. You started stained glass when you were in your 20s, when you were probably 19 or 20, was your first class. And That's another thing I'm getting back into. I just collected all the stuff I need and got everything I had out from my attic to create stained glass, to make, panels. I'm going to start making some little stained glass succulents as my first project. So that's coming up. I'll take some video and show you. Anyone like stained glass here? Do you know what that is? You can Google it. I could put a picture down in the comments to show you the only piece I have left as of now. So it's cool because I see these things that I did when I was 20 coming back and really re-entering my life, and that feels good. So nice job, Becca, really taking the time to know what you wanted in life when you were 20, to work towards it, and just to live in that joy and peace and ease and flow, opening and accepting everything along the way. All right, guys. If you want to practice some English and talk about these things in an English class, send me a message. I offer a monthly group program and private sessions. So whatever works best for you. All right. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Ciao, ciao.